Hello. Oh, I'm just going to hang about for a moment and wait for people to come in. But I am Emma from Emma's Happy Place Arts and Crafts. If you join my Facebook group, it's very active in there. It is Emma's Happy Place Arts and Crafts on Facebook. I love crafting, everything crafty. Tonight we're going to play with eco resin. I'm saying eco resin because I've got two different types. I've got one which is a plaster, and then I've got jesmonite. I will change the title though because I wasn't sure if I was going to do both, but why not? We're here. I've got loads and loads of different moulds that we can fill up. I have got different colours. You can use acrylic paint with it. It's called eco resin. I'm not entirely on board with that. It's just like a really strong plaster. Resin is clear. This is not. So different people call it different things. But if you're new here, hi, hello and welcome. If you enjoy the live, subscribe. I am live 3 times a week, mostly. Sometimes it's 2, depending on life. But hi, Kim. So if you wouldn't mind sharing the live as well and giving us a thumbs up, that would be awesome. But yes, I'm just going to hang on a couple of minutes to make sure people are coming in. Hi, Donna. Hi, Kim. And we'll get started. I have made one and we're going to demold that. But look at it. Nothing in my house is straight. So I've got loads of sanding to do on the bottom. So we'll take this out the mould when I've done the first one, just to have a look at it and see if it's actually worked. I'll put this to one side. We are going to do this first. And what I find with this is the less intricate, the better it is. Things can snap on it. But the longer you leave it, the harder it gets. So say you've got fine little legs and things like that, reindeer, for instance, with the antlers and things like that. I probably wouldn't do that with this kind of thing, unless I'm going to leave it for like a couple of days just to completely cure. But other than that, if you want to make trays, you want to make candles, little pots and things like that, I've made these. This is jesmonite, this one. And this one here is... I'll take it out of the bag. I've got them in bags because everything gets dog hair on it in my house. Or glitter. Look at that, it's got glitter on. Oh, this one is the more plaster type one. Let's Resin do a one. J Diction do a one as well. But I love the candles. This one is the orange, amber and orange. Sweet orange. I love the smell of it. And this one is Snow Fairy scent. It's not as strong, but they're all absolutely gorgeous. Yes, the candles, pretty much the candles, I don't do anything fancy with them. I melt the wax and then I pour it in. This one for some reason has, I think it's because it was quite warm when I was doing it, but if you melt that back down a little bit, just with a hairdryer or something, it will smooth back out. So, now a lady was asking the other day about jesmonite. A lot of people haven't heard of it. Obviously the eco resins and things as well. So you need a water-based colorant to do it. You can use acrylic paint, you can use stuff specifically made for jesmonite. I've got a few different ones here, just ones I've picked up. It's a water-based. You can use your powders and things like that. It's just water-based, whereas resin is not. You need different kind of pigments. You can add acrylic paint to resin, but it's tiny amounts, whereas this one you can keep adding it and adding it and add it. I think we'll start off with jesmonite, and this is a template so I know what size to cut out. I have got some leafy paper from a Colour Create kit, and what I've done is I've given 3 coats of spray varnish, because when you're adding water to it, it will go darker, especially for this. So all I did to get the template on these is I put it in and pushed down to get the line, and then I cut it out, and that is now going to be the template for that. And you can do this with any mould that you've got, and this one I've already give 3 coats, and on the back as well, and I'm just going to draw around it and cut it out. It's super easy. Again, I'm not an expert in this by any stretch of the imagination. I enjoy it. I wouldn't say I'm an expert in anything really. It's just things that you learn as you go. So you can use a plaster of Paris as well. I do find with a plaster of Paris you get a lot more bubbles though. And with this, you cannot really, once you're putting the paper in, I wouldn't attack it so much to get the bubbles out, but we'll see what happens. We'll do this one. And like I say, I'm hoping by the end of the live we will be able to demold at least one of these, because like I say, the more solid shapes are easier. But oh, lots of people are in. Hi Jane, hi Stephanie, hi Dominique, hi anybody that's come in. I haven't seen you. I'm very sorry, I'm waffling away and concentrating. So I am, the lines are gone again. As you can see, right, my moulds are dirty already because everything's dusty. So this will go in the bottom like that. I'm just checking. I'm going to pop it face down and make sure it's not hanging over. You do want a little lip. If it's hanging over, your plaster mix, your jessamite, whatever, is going to get underneath. And we're going to mix it up. Now, your jessamite is, you mix it up in a 2.5 to 1 mix. So I've got the jessamite AC100. It is a 2-part mix. And to be honest, I'm not entirely sure. So 2.5 to 1. So 5 to 2. So if I mix up, so it'll be 2.5 to 1. So 2.5 of powder to 1 liquid. Let me do this math. So if I want 200, it'll be 50 grams of this. That's what I'm going with. I think you can get away with it a little bit. I need a clean cup. I use plastic cups, and then you can just sort of, once it's cured, you can just crack it out and see how we'll go. I'm sat in the garden reading. Oh, lovely. Oh, sneezing. There's the pollen count high. That's terrible. Oh, I don't suffer from hay fever. Bella does and Christopher does, but I don't. We're going to go with mil. No, we're not. We're going to go with grams. And I would shake the liquid as well. Oh. Now, what I would suggest as well with your jessamite is sieving the actual powder. I'm not going to do that tonight because I'm just not. So I'm going to go with 50. We'll just go with 75. And then I know I've got enough, and I've got a little pot to the side if I need to add more. Now, shout out to colourists that will go with green. I've been watching, who's Colourberry? Who's Miss Colourberry? What does she do? So jessamite comes with the powder. This is the powder base. So I'm 75, I said 50 to 200, so we need 300. I think. If not, we can add a little bit more. I'm not very good at this. 3 to 1, 2 to 1, but when it comes to 2.5 to 1, I'm a bit useless. Oh, and I haven't got a big spoon. Right. Bear with, I'm just going to grab a utensil. I knew I'd forget something. Unless that's one there. Yeah, let's see it. It doesn't matter. I'm fibbing. I have got one. Right. So, I'm going to try and add it in. Oh. I need 300-ish. And I do try not to waste this because jessamite is not cheap. The eco resin ones are a little bit cheaper. So a colour that will go with green. I'm going to say that's enough because we're nearly there. So I tend to use big tongue thingy-majiggies. The things the doctor uses to see in the back of your throat. And you don't get it made like loads and loads of time to it. That is way too thick. Hold on, I need some more liquid. I didn't do the maths very well on that. 2.5 to 1. Can anybody tell us the maths on it? I'm really not very good. I normally ask Michael. That'll do. We might need a bit more powder in there now. Yeah, that's way too runny now. See how it's quite lumpy? For this, it won't matter, but sieving it, you get a much better consistency, and I normally do it in a bigger bowl. But obviously I've only got a small space in here. £50 and then 125. So I'll put 75 in, 300. Oh, should have been. Anyway, it should work still. If it doesn't, then we know why, because I can't measure. Yeah, that's exactly it, but 120, it's 50 grams of one. So it would be 50 grams of liquid to 125 grams of... Jane, do me a favour, will you message us that so I can keep it, please? On WhatsApp. I'm so bad, honestly, at maths. And I still need a colour. Did anybody see a colour? Yeah, this is jesmonite. The brand is jesmonite. I've also got the other plaster stuff. The one I've got hasn't got a brand name. Well, Emma's brand. And in the other ones, it's just a powder. You just add water to it. Let's Resin do one, J. Dixon do one, and then there's other off-brand ones. The Let's Resin one, I absolutely love. It's dead smooth. And the extra binder that goes into it to make it extra, extra, extra. I have chocolate. And what's this one? It doesn't actually say what colour. Merlot, that's kind of purple. We'll go with that. So the J. Dixon and the Let's Resin one have a binder in the powder, so you just add water to it. Also, you can get one from, oh, what's the make? They do a resin as well. I have got some of this and I cannot remember the name of it. I will find it though and let you know. So this one here is actually, it's 4 eco resins. The brand is Homeware Designs. You only need a couple of drops and it goes very, very, very dark. Like, the pigment's brilliant, but you can use acrylic paint as well, and we are going to use some acrylic paint amongst it as well. I'm trying to get as many lumps of this out as possible. In fact, let's get rid of that, and I'm going to bring in a silicone. Your kitchen stuff, if you start this, you'll have no kitchen stuff left. I can promise you that. So I've got that there. I'm going to add a smidge more and we're going to marble it. We'll have a marble effect. So just 1, 2, 3 tiny little drops. It does look like ice cream. So probably see it and still got lumps in. I would definitely 100% say sieve the powder. You just get such a smooth effect with it. Now I don't know how much marbling we'll see, but all I'm doing is I'm putting it straight on top of the card, the paper from the paper kit. Oh, too much, Emma, too much. And then all I'm going to do is just around the edge, because I do not want this to go underneath the paper at all. Take some out. And again, I try and use a level surface, because literally everything in my house, nothing is level. So like I say on the other one, I'm going to have to sand quite a bit off. All right, stay. That'll do. So all I'm doing is, normally I would say pick it up, give it a good tap, get the bubbles out, because these kind of things are prone to bubbles. But all I want to do is just the edges, just tap, 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 and you can see the bubbles coming up. So again, you don't have to get jessamite, you don't have to go and spend a fortune. Try with plaster of Paris first. To plaster of Paris, add PVA glue to make it that little bit stronger. It takes a little bit longer to cure, but it's worth it. You can also add things like your acrylic mediums, like your liquid acrylic mediums, and that also helps. You obviously add water as well, you don't mix it all with that, you just add a little bits in and play around with it, try it, play around with your colours and things, and then if you love it, move on to something else that's going to be a little bit stronger and a little bit more. So all I'm doing is around the edge, and I already have done one of these. Right, where's my little, this is a little tea light holder, and I'm going to see if this bit here will fill it because I don't want to waste it. And this is where the silicone tools come in really handy. So with this one, you can give it a good bash because we haven't got a paper in the bottom. And this will help get the bubbles out. Sorry if I'm shaking this. Right. You can ripple a colour through it now before it sets. I could ripple another colour. We're going to do a couple of two-toned ones as well. Just this one I wanted to match the green. So you can absolutely, anything I want to do with the other stuff that I've got, just mixing it with water, you can absolutely do with the jessamite as well. Any bits that go around the side will just snap off really easy. Right, so I've got them two. There is still a little bit left. Let's see if I can fit it in. I hate wasting it. Like I say, nothing in this house is straight at all. There we go. There's just a little bit in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash this off. Just, I've got baby wipes next to us because I love the silicone tools. I use them with resin. I use them with everything. Right, you can shout other colours out to us if you want because we're going to use acrylic paints as well. So I can mix any colour. Now, actually, the next one, you can pick a colour because we're going to try and do like a geo effect and add things into the mould in this mould here. But before that, the way we've done this one, I did one earlier. And I would like to demold it and just check and see if any has gone underneath the paper or anything like that. Just to check. Oh, it's worked! It's worked! It's worked! Look at that. And that is in there now. So you either varnish it or you can start adding resin to it. What I thought I would do is, you know, all the pet stickers and things I'm completely obsessed with. Oh my gosh, does anybody want to come and organise my life? Where's my stickers at? Okay. They were in an envelope next to us like 2 seconds ago. Hang on, I'll grab a different one because it's so annoying. Typical of me. We'll try a rub on it. I'll just grab one, bear with. What have I got? What do I have? Oh, hang on. It's not quite what I thought, but I have got this. I don't know how well she will show up. I don't think I want that. Bear with. Right, I tell you what, we'll come back to that and finish decorating it. But look, it's worked so, so well. Do you think the fairies? Stickers. Yeah, I've got stickers. I've got loads of stickers. Anyway, there we go. I'll pop that to one side and we'll come back to it. Now, the next one I've got is just the plaster stuff. It's not branded. I bought a massive bag of it. I did a workshop, and this is what I used. And then I used a binder in with it. I'm not actually adding the binder. We're just going to mix it with water because it is an extra strong type of eco resin plaster. And you don't need to mix this one with a binder or anything. It can just be with water. I just wanted it super, what do you call it, super strong for what we were doing with it. So on this one, what I've got is I have some mica powders in gold, bronze and like a bluey colour. We're going to add that to it, and I have got a little spoon. And I'll keep looking as I'm busy for those stickers. That's so annoying. They're all in a little envelope. They're probably in the kitchen. We all know what I'm like by now. So what I want to do is I'm just gonna, and I want them kind of chunky. I don't want it to be spread out. I do need to know what colour you think would go with this though. Could you put golden flakes in it? It will disappear into it. That's one thing. You could do the golden flakes after, because you can absolutely paint these with acrylic paint. You can do whatever you want to them. In fact, we can do some with acrylic paint at another time. If you're going to add golden flake to it, have I got any close by? What I would do is lay it on the top like you do with the paper. I wouldn't mix it into it like a resin. I have some blue. And this is just mica powder. It's nothing too fancy. I'm just going to add. And this one will not be smooth. It's going to have a texture to it because this will act as a resist. If I've got some flakes next to us, I do. Oh, God. This being organised malarkey is no good. So this is just daily art. Now what I could do is just pop a few bits. And see, I really don't mind experimenting and things, because I love to do it anyway. It's a bit chunky. Let's see, we'll not add too much. So it will stick to the mould. And you can do this with resin as well. Add stuff like, put stuff on the mould. So you can put the golden flake onto the mould and all kinds of things. You can just, it's never ending basically. Once you start adding things, it just ends up crazy. You just never ever stop. And I have got these things here, which are just like little sparkly pieces of glass. I'm just going to add a few of those on. Don't know how they'll look. What I did, do you know how I kind of watch silent videos? Oh, I see something and then I forget about it. I seen somebody doing something like this. I can't take credit for it. This is not my idea. But I don't know how it worked out at the end because, well, I lose stuff or I lose concentration of stuff. So we'll see. Don't sneeze. No, I won't. I promise. Well, I might. And then I've got, this is fluorite. This is crushed fluorite gemstone. And I'm just going to add a few chunky bits of that. You probably won't see it too well. What colour do you think I should do this? And I chose this mould because it's not massive, so I won't be wasting loads if need be. Should I add another colour to it, do you think? Because I've got the golden flake. Do you think I should add another green? Maybe. Should we just go for it? We'll see what happens. We'll see. I still can't see those stickers anyway. This is so annoying. Do I know you lot when I say I'm going to do something? They go, oh, I can't find it anymore. Do I drive you all potty? I know I drive Christopher potty when I say stuff like this to him. Now I've lost my little spoon. Okay. There we go. That's it. I'm stopping. A pale blue over the top. Grey. Pale blue. Anything you want. I think you should just do it white and see. Do white. Wouldn't do a mix. Wouldn't do pale blue and white. Absolutely. I'm going to grab another cup as well. Paper cups are great for this as well if you don't want to keep them. But obviously it's not really eco-friendly, a paper cup. I'm so sorry. I'm moving you. We're back. I moved you with my chair. So I'm just going to pop that to one side for now while we mix. And I'm going to mix it all in here first. And then we can swap it over. So we'll do a double mix there, why not? So I'm going to pop some plaster in here. Now this way we're not measuring it. It's not precise at all. However, you can kind of fill your mould and see how much you're going to need. And then sort of work out yourself. But all the other ones, you get a mixing ratio with it. And I could work out the mixing ratio for this, but I'm lazy. Is it? Sunday entertainment. Like watching a clown. See, so I've added quite a bit of water to that and it's really, really, really thin. So what I do is I just mix it until I get a consistency I can work with. Maybe it's like single cream. Or even double cream, to be fair. And you can always add more water to it. I tend to use most things as a guide because I know the ones that... No, it's just plain water. I just filled a bottle up. It's a bottle of flavoured water I had, just empty with water in. There we go. So I would say like that. So it'll run out, but it won't be too runny. And if you tip it up and it won't pour at all, then that's not really what we want either. So we're going to leave some white and some in a pale blue. So this is the one I'm going to mix up to be pale blue. And what I'm going to do is... I've got a pale blue paint next to us. Or a blue paint because it's white so it will lighten up. I've got blue here, so I'm just going to use acrylic paint. I'm going to do this. Blue. Yeah, tap water for this. Because once it's cured, it's cured. It won't go mouldy or anything. So this one's starting to thicken up with the acrylic paint. That's another thing you have to be careful of. Sometimes the consistency changes of it. Yorkshire pudding, that's perfect. So I would just add more water to that. And I might even add a smidge more of that. So the bottle I'm using is raspberry and blackberry flavoured water. But it's just got tap water in. I'll mix this back in. Probably put far too much water in this. But again, you can add more powder. I always have extra moulds on hand because I mix too much of everything. I never know what I'm mixing. There we go. This one needs a bit more powder in. The blue's fine, and sometimes acrylic paints and things can change the consistency of it, but like I say, the Let's Resin one I absolutely love. And it's called Eco Magic, I think. It's not the cheapest, but nothing is now. I do need to stress that nothing is at all. Nothing is cheap. So I'm going to pour these together and kind of get a marble effect. It's not really pouring. I'm going to blob this out together and try and get a marble effect. And just give it a little, just a little tap. I'm trying not to dislodge anything. Maybe it's just a little shake. And that will have to be that for this one. It's a bit too much in, but it's fine. You see the bubbles coming up? I'm just going to give it a little tap. And you probably will see more bubbles coming up from this. The surface is not going to be smooth at all anyway, because of all the additives we've added. So that is that one. And how much have we got? I've got some green off the last one there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip this blue into there. As much out as possible, and see if I've got a little mould to hand. And just do that with it, and that's another way to marble it. And what have I got? Now I've got this, which can make key rings or Christmas decorations with. It is bigger, so I will have to move it, but just so I don't waste this, I'm going to tip it into the dolphins. So I hate wasting it. You just tap it in with your stick. And you can paint these as well. You don't have to leave them as blue if you don't like them. So say you do one and you don't like the colour of it, you can absolutely just paint over them with acrylic paint and treat them like a plaster base. Let's go on thicker. And then I've got a couple of jars, and then hopefully we can demold something and see how it turns out. Now these ones, you can give them a good. And any of this you can either take off and put into a different mould. Ooh. Or they'll just snap off at the end of it. I think I'm going to do the flamingo as well. Now these legs will snap. These I'll not demold for probably 48 hours. Just because of how thin the legs are. In fact, I probably wouldn't usually attempt to even do it with the plaster. Especially not one that's starting to go really thick. We'll see what happens. I'll just spread it in. Don't waste them, just get it in. Just like that. All over. Any little bits I'll snap off and sand down. Just don't want to waste it. Get in there. And then stick it into the rabbit. Now all of these moulds are clean off perfect. All I would use is warm soapy water, and then they can be used to go with your resin again, or more eco resin, or whatever you like. And then make sure they're totally dry before you use any other resin in them. But your plastery type ones are absolutely fine. It's starting to go really thick on us. It's warm as well, so it doesn't go off as quick. When it's cooler, when it's warm, you'll find that it goes off quite quick. Same as resin. Resin heats up quite quick when it's warmer. Take some off these. You see it's starting to go really quite thick now. There we go. And I'll pop that to one side. And I'm just, all the pots that I use, I always keep them to use with the eco resin. Any pots that I do use with the plastery resins, all I do is save them, crack it all out of it. You can save those bits to do other techniques with if you want, but I wouldn't use the other resin in these pots as well. Again, you can wash them out with soapy water. Don't wash any of this down the sink though. If you're going to wash your tools and things off, do it in a bowl outside, right away from your sink, and then tip it elsewhere. Because it will clog your sink. I haven't actually done it. I did listen to that advice. I don't often listen to advice, but I don't fancy paying for a plumber. Right, I'm going to pop this on the bench and I will be 2 seconds and then we'll make some pots. I do want to try something though on the 3-to-1 mix. Normally you get like a 3-to-1 or a 4-to-1 mix. I do want to try just with this plaster and see if we'll get a better effect. Shout some colours at us, or a colour. This one's still dirty. Pooping candy. Hang on, I'm going to get a clean cup as well. Honestly. I'm never organised, am I? So we've got green hearts. Is that you want a green one? Right. So I'm going to do it in grams as well. And I'm going to try for, say, I've got, actually what I've got is this pot here. Where's it gone? My life. And it is a Frenchie and it's like a little plant pot. Have I dropped it? It was here. Here it is. And it's got a little Frenchie on the front. I really want to do it in black. So should we do that? Have I got a black? I have chocolate. We'll do it in chocolate. So 3-to-1, if I want 390. And I'll probably go a little bit more. Water anyway, but just as a guide, we're going to go 3-to-1 with green stripes and marble. Oh, cotton candy is a whole new subject. Never heard of chocolate orange. Yes, the chocolate orange and cotton candy is very nice. Yeah, I don't like to eat. Yeah, I like eating as well. And I love chocolate orange. I'm going to go 4-to-1 actually, because this is quite a thick. So, say 4-to-1, 40, 80, 90. Actually, we'll put 200 of this in because I don't want to go too much. And my cup is a lot smaller. You heard it bubbling away. And I can always just quickly mix up a little bit more if I need it. I think I'm going to need a bit more, but we'll go with the size of the cup. That's actually better. So 40 grams of water. So 4-to-1. That's actually much better. We won't be able to demold it though. It will dry totally solid. But, so I did 200 grams and I put 90 water in. So, but I probably could have gone with 80 grams of water. So 80 grams of water to 200 grams of powder. So 4 to 1. 4 to 1 is what I did. And it's worked out perfect. It's not too thick. And it's not too thin. So with the plaster I've got, it's 4 to 1. I'm going to give that, I've got the most stupid little lolly stick. Where's my big one at? Oh, I like that colour as well. Look at that. I'm actually quite tempted to make this with it, which is a little candle holder with the brown. And then I'll mix up more in a bigger pot with the black. So we're going to make a little pot. And this one here has got loads and loads of like little diamonds in. So this mix here will be absolutely perfect. Like Yorkshire pudding mix, perfect. I'm going to write down what I did with this mix as well because it's perfect. And then I'm going to tip some in and stop. So just like resin, with this having so many little diamonds in, I'm going to give it a good smoosh around and let it run into the little grooves and things. And I think we're going to be able to take that one out, you know, as well and have a look at it. And add a little bit more. So 4 to 1 with my plastery stuff, but you can always add more water if need be. Yeah, 40 grams of water to 100 of powder. Again, giving a good mix. And this one will be a candle. And I'll probably put something on the side of it as well because it's plain, just with a brownie colour. Or I might not because it might just be absolutely beautiful with the diamonds. But I probably will add some gold or something to it maybe, just to bring out the diamonds more. There we go. And then, just because it's a really, really soft mould, I'm going to give it a good whack and get any bubbles out I can. And I mean, you can tap this for the next few minutes to get as many bubbles out as possible. Same with the jesmonite and things. The only time I wouldn't suggest tapping it and things is when you've got the paper in the bottom or you're adding something to it. You see all the bubbles coming up on the top. And just a squeeny bit more. Just there we go, and then I'll pop that there to cure. And it is not straight. It's not straight at all. Wiggle it round until we've actually got what it's supposed to be. There we go. I do like this stuff because you get to demold it really quick. We're still in an oval shape. What is going on? There. Just like that. And we've only got a little bit of that left. What I would do with that is let that cure in the pot, and then you can break it up and do something it's like called chorizo, where you can mix all your crushed up bits of plaster in with normal plaster, and then you sand it back until all the colours come through. It's a cool effect. I'll probably never do it because I don't like sanding, but we'll see. And for this one, I'm going to add 300, so I'm going to add 40, 80, 130 water. Because I've been dying to do it. It's got such a cute little Frenchie on the front. And then little leaves. And I think it's holding flowers. And obviously, everything I get has to be a Frenchie. A Formula 1. Oh, I can't do Formula 1. They sound like big bees. Right, so 140 of water. No, 40, 80, 88, 60, 160, no. 120 water. There, we'll go with that. We're going to go with 130. And then 300 grams of powder. Oh, Emma. 300 grams of powder. And actually shout some colours that will do this one is a marble. Because I can easily do another one in black, can't I? 190, 230, 70, 300-ish. Close enough. Close enough, and I'm going to bring out the spatula. That's working out ideal, that. I'm not going to waste that, though. And the kitchen scales I use, I no longer use as the kitchen scales. Yes, Donna, good colours. What were they? Oh, I love coffee and chocolate. I notice. Yes, the marbling's coming through. Oh, yeah, it's fine. I'll be able to, as soon as we've done this one, I'll be able to probably demold them because it's quite a solid shape. Anything like these little pots with the smaller walls, I wouldn't. This, I would demold, no problem, because it's quite thick. With quite a, don't say that, Stephanie. God, can you imagine somebody coming to the door? Right, what colours did we say, Donna? I missed them. No, it gets warm, but not hot like resin. I'm looking for the colours now. Can't find them. I can do yellow, blue, green. Orange and yellow. Right, I've got yellow. I hope I've got some yellow in. A little bit yellow here. Oh, that's too much yellow in. That's fine though. So definitely got yellow. And orange. Apricot. Is that close enough? Yeah, I haven't got red. I know I definitely haven't got red. I need to get some more colours. The thing is with these colours, they're quite expensive. They do go quite far, but I think for 5 it's nearly 40 quid, especially. It's quite expensive for them. But again, you can use acrylic paint though. I think that's close enough though. Just going to pop that in. And again, the clean up of this is a lot easier. I do have to say that. And it's going in my little fringy mold. So all I'm going to do is kind of tap them in together. So a bit, then a bit. And a bit, then a bit. Oh, if it goes over the top, don't worry too much. Oh, I think we're full. Oh, it didn't even take as much as I thought it would. So again, we're going to tap the life out of this. That didn't take the 3 away. I never. Big ball. And again, wearing gloves with this is personal preference as well. I probably would say wear gloves. I haven't had a reaction to it at all. I'm not really bothered about if my hands get orange either, but again, it's completely up to you. It does just, it's quite satisfying cracking it off your fingers when it dries. What have I got? I've got this one here, which is just a little tray, and I'm kind of gonna see if I've got enough. With that, I don't think I've got any space left on my desk, so with this one, we'll demould the first ones that we did, but I don't really think the rest will be ready. I mean, we can try. And this one, if you don't want to mix up more or whatever, what you can do is just leave it till next time and add other colours to it later. So you can even swirl it a bit. And it will stick. Now, resin, I think you've got to be careful with resin, what you mix. Some ways it works. So say I put resin over the top of this, I think it would stick, but if you put this over the top of resin, it wouldn't stick. I don't quite know which one it is round, but I will find out and get back to you on that one. I'm sure it's resin over this. So say you wanted to make it half and half. So the bottom half the plaster and then the clear resin over the top. That would be fine. But if you had the clear resin and the resin was cured and then you put the plaster over the top, I don't think it would stay. Don't know why. Science. I think I could probably find out, but I just know it doesn't. Because you can't, once these are cured, you can't actually put resin over the top of them to finish them and things. So I definitely think it's the way I said. But if you this cured and then you wanted to add more plaster to it, I think that's fine. Right, so I'll pop that to one side, get rid of some of my mess and grab something for my hands because I don't want to get orange on me. Other bits. The sticks I reuse as well. I just try and get as much of the plaster off as possible. Usually with kitchen roll and water in a tub rather than down the sink. I don't mix anything down the sink. Anything to do with this or resin doesn't go anywhere near the sink. I fill a bucket up and do it outside. There we go. And I absolutely hate baby wipes with a passion. So these are the first ones that we did, and this is the jesmonite. Yeah, the porous is plaster. I mean, look at that. It's got like a knit to it, and it's come out. It is warm. It's not red hot, but how lovely is that? That's perfect for a little tea light. Now, resin, I would only ever use the battery tea lights. This, you can use a flame tea light. And always put your moulds back so they don't end up damaged. Now this is the one that we did the leafy paper with over the top. And it's worked a treat, look at that. And even the marbling, it's not wonderful because I only put a little bit in, but look at the marbling. And it's perfect. But seal your paper first. You can try with a glue. I'll just use a varnish. Like a spray varnish, but look at that. And this one, I think I give it 2 coats. And this is the one I did earlier. And this one only had 1 coat. You can still see it's still quite like the paper. So this is the Colour Create kits as well. And then obviously your tea light can go on top. You can have... Oh, have you seen that? It must have been too soft. You would demold this and see what's going on with it. It's like gone in on itself. It must have stretched too much. It was a very, very, very... Oh, no, it's not ready yet. Look at that. It's like bulged in. That one I'll get a picture of when it's done because that is crazy. And this is the one that we did, which I am going to demold. And it's we did it with all the mica powders and things in. And this was the other plaster. But again, this is a soft mould. It's quite a solid shape. You will need to clean your mould after this. I do know that much. But look at that. Now, the stones haven't gone into it. But if you resin over the top of this, I think that would be absolutely stunning. I like the two different colours. The stones, I don't know where the stones have gone. They're not there, so I've obviously bashed it too much and they've gone inside of it. But I'm not mad at it at all. We could fill this up with resin to seal it off. But the flakes worked. And the mica's worked. And you will need to seal this in. Let's get some more. So I'd maybe brush over the top of this with a soft brush and get as many of the much as the mica powder off as possible. Once it's cured though, I would always leave it a good 48 hours before I put any resin or sealer or anything anywhere near them. That's quite cool, isn't it? That mould will need a good wash. I mean, it might be quite good actually just to put resin in after it. Like tap out the excess and put resin in and see what you got. That could be quite cool. And is there any more we can take out? I don't think there is. This one, look at that. That is crazy. I think I've bashed it too much. And with the mould being flimsy. I mean, it was cheap as chips, the mould. But we'll not be able to use that one. But it was a good experiment. When I get this, do you want us to leave this till Tuesday? And I'll pull it out on Tuesday and we'll see. I'll just leave it there. But yeah, you can do absolutely loads with them. I still haven't seen the stickers anyway. Tell you what I have got though, which I think could be quite cute on that blue one, or actually even on the green one because it's got the colours in, as I've got these ones. Let's have a look. What I would do is if you put the stickers on, I would add a sealer over the top. No, that's not what I was hoping for at all. No, I'm not. I'm going to wait until I find them in whatever safe place I've tucked them in at this time. And on Tuesday, we'll probably just pop the sticker on. Hang fire. I was looking at them all along. I'll find one super quick. Don't leave us. Don't go! I hate plastic so much. I don't know why I use it sometimes. I try not to send out in plastic. I ran out of bags before I went on holiday, so I had to, which I was gutted about. But what about that one? Oh, that one? That one. One or two. One or two. One or two. It's like being at the opticians, isn't it? Number one or number two. First one. Again, all you do is you peel them off. They're absolutely awesome. And then I'm going to pop it on like that actually. And then once it's down, it's on forever. Leave it, because it's just been done, I would leave it 48 hours before I put any sealer or anything anywhere near it. This one needs sanding because nothing is straight in my house. That one as well. And what about this one? I did this one in the kitchen. No, that one's perfect. So it must just be certain parts, or it must be how I put it in, to be fair. But this one I would resin. I would probably even do around the top with a colour, maybe it's a purple as well. And you can just use an acrylic paint for that. And then seal it all in. But it's got a lovely beaded edge. There is some bubbles in it. It was quite a thick mix, as you can tell from the back. But I quite like it. It'd be good for just standing things on. It'd be good for in your bathroom with our bedside table. Put your jewellery on. This one, I don't think I can get it out yet. No. I'll leave it. I'll leave that one. I'll take pictures of it. This one, I'll demold on Tuesday because it's insane what's happened to it. Or I might take it out and show you and then do another one and see if it works. But yeah, that's more what I had in my mind when I did it. But you can do all sorts with them. With that, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to tidy the mess up that I've made because I made a lot. I hope it give you food for thought. But if you don't want to get messy, you don't want to play with plaster or anything like that, you can actually buy your plaster bases, your bisque, and you can just do the painty side yourself and then seal it off. I've got loads of ideas. I did this one as well. Not overly keen because there's quite a few bubbles in, but it will be a pen pot for myself. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've got that I can show you. I don't think there is. With that, I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope you enjoyed it. I've made a right mess. And I will see you all on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Where did you get the moulds from? I get them from all over the place. A lot I've had for years. Amazon, different brands, all over the place. I can get moulds though if anybody would like them. I have actually got a mould on the website which is like a little girl's head. It's like a little girl. It's really quite cute, and you can put like succulents and things in the top. I think I showed you a picture of my little garden I did. I've got that one on. I've got coaster molds. But yes, just all over the place. Mostly, I'm trying to think. I've had a lot of them for years and years, and I stole it out my mum's loft. Stole, asked, kind of thing. Have a lovely, lovely Monday. I hope the sun still shines, and I will see you all Tuesday night. Lots of love, and bye for now.